Had them rotate in the booth.
Wow. That's a very cool structure. I'm sure the fans really
Caitlin
like that.
Kameski, who's wonderful. You know, Caitlin's very funny. She was in the booth. Julia, and do you know Baby Shark? Christina Gollins, great player.
Yeah.
So she came in the booth. So a lot of fun. You know who was the best in the booth and gave me most trouble is Tiffany Michelle.
Defense.
Yeah, she.
Total diva, taking over the booth. She was a lot of fun.
I'm just playing my hand.
Same.
I didn't hear it, but I would never try to be as entertaining as these types of people.
Tiffany is so much fun. Look at David in there with 7-3. And the club draw against Garrett's ace-5. What's going to happen here, man?
He might just raise
it
right away.
Sounds like he raises. He usually raises.
This is the hand when David hits a flop like this.
Yeah.
The raises are going in quickly.
Nobody.
And one after another, Garrett is in.
Put him in the blender here.
Everybody played back.
Nothing's bigger than Garrett.
Not used to be before.
Garrett's just got a slight equity advantage here, but this is the way David plays these hands. David's deeper now, too, than he was before.
Pretty sure Garrett opened button and David called the small blind. I wonder where David is very capable of playing flops aggressively. When you have hands that don't like to get raised, I wonder if you start to consider the merit of just doing a little bit more checking. Because we've seen that David is not scared to put raises.
David's not gonna stop firing here.
How much money is
Do you
that?
just go all in?
30,
Stop that while you.
40, 50,
Yeah.
I've seen Garrett play hands like this and never fold. We'll see.
51-ish, maybe 52, around 52. That's the good estimate.
David still got 26% equity in this hand, so wow.
A lot of tough spots now.
Yeah, what I got
Garrett
Dave's putting the blender now in the middle of the game.
is high level focus.
started off very smooth. All the spots were very happy, and now we're just getting consecutive sets.
This is good, good to see. Good for us to learn watching
30,
these guys battle.
35,
35,
40.
40,
Garrett puts him on a big draw, which he has.
So easy during the button game.
41, 42,
Pair in a draw.
41,
42,
Yeah, you know,
52,
it's a good game to be short.
52, 7, 52,
So difficult to play against a player like David.
53.
Like a
Oh,
lot of times,
53, 100.
Garrett right now is going to be going off.
Yeah.
And if you're shorter, you can call him down.
Yeah, David's the type of player that if I have ace-5 in position on him in a single raise pot, I'm going to be checking the flop a lot. It's too challenging of a player. He could raise ace, he could raise a 4 and bluff me later. He could raise all his draws.
Every hand you get
He
involved.
could raise pocket
Let's
7s.
watch. Let's see the table talk here.
You play a lot with him before, or
52,
you know him?
900, 52, right?
50 to 9.
52, 9, yeah, right? 52, 9.
David talked him into it earlier,
40, 41, 42,
but shallower stacks.
52, right? 52,900.
Yep.
Yeah. 52.
This is where Garrett is world class.
I have something already.
He's got
Two
something.
nines.
Calling it right now.
Pretty good read.
I can't believe David's talking to him. I would shut the F up.
2 9s. He would not snap on deck. Well,
If you have to take this long,
I
like
would
my
shut
hand.
the F up. Yeah, up.
one time only.
They can only run it once.
if you have a good hand, you're way ahead.
Got to dodge a club, a 3, a 7. Garrett's checking back at his 5. Need a big, for Garrett to win, he need a big card. Got to dodge a club.
Oop.
Garrett's got trips and takes it down.
Ah, nice call, buddy. Good hand.
It was a nice call. Very nice call, Garrett.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch those two go mano, man.
Going after that flop. Look at that shit.
Yeah, look at it.
David is so fun to watch and so hard to play
In
against.
a million years.
No.
Straight draw, flush draw.
Nice hand.
What would Ryan do?
I don't
know. Against David, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Garrett took a while, and David kept talking to him.
Compared to me that quickly.
I didn't recognize, hi, my name is. I didn't recognize Eric when he came in. He didn't have a beard going on. He usually has a beard.
G-man.
First one in a
Clean cut.
Yeah.
Eric Hicks in the building.
Gotta protect my V-pin.
Protect my V-pin.
Garrett with the monster.
And Han was a bigger monster.
Already.
What a start.
Already.
Garrett open 600 on the button. David calls in the small one. King 4 suited. Han picking up kings after winning his first hand, trying to keep the momentum going.
Yum, yum.
4,300 seems like a good number to Garrett, and David is going nowhere as well.
All right.
Well, too bad we started off to a slow start.
I know.
Craig.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
Check.
Everyone was something.
Hello, OGS Artcraft. This game, Stone Cold, the game is going on right now live. What are you talking about? We're here at the arena here in Commerce Casino in LA. And wow, everybody's in.
Quick deliberation with Garrett.
This has got to be fun for you, Ryan, to just watch.
Oh,
Look at David raising with King 4. That's typical David. Oh, wow.
Can you count that? Oh my God.
It's kind of music to Garrett's ears in a way.
The audience can't see this, but my jaw is already dropped. This hand is...
They're all in second hand. We can't even, they can't run it twice here because of rules of the DOJ for this room at this moment. So there's no run it twice. It's like, you know, it's pain.
Garrett just has to make sure the amount is what he thinks, and then the money will go in.
Look at Garrett.
With that flush draw, it is inevitable. Some things are inevitable in poker, and this is one of those scenarios.
And David started all this. It's stone cold, man. Let's gamble. Hi, my name is Hart.
Got about 50 more.
Yeah, so Garrett is just making sure.
Look, David could easily have two pair here with David's range. On the small blind, right?
Oh,
David?
absolutely.
Garrett's like, I haven't played a hand of poker since last December. This is my second hand. I mean,
These moments are very important. Garrett is gathering all the information he can off David. Whether or not he's folding or jamming once Garrett continues matters a lot to him.
sure Garrett has a lot of fans in Japan. They're rooting for Masato and Garrett. Let's watch him figure this out.
Okay, all in.
Great news for Garrett.
I think David's going to move aside.
I said all in. Wow.
Faded the snap call from David.
The worst hand, but I might get lucky.
If-
There's too much money in there now.
Going through his mind,
know.
too.
Is David going to push it in too? Have a 200-gram pot, first hand, second hand? That's crazy.
See you guys. Nice to see you, buddy.
Good timing, Phil.
Because they are bring a big pot.
All right. All right.
Very big pot.
All right.
Nice to see you, man. Wow.
And we're off. 140K pot, second hand.
You get a free hat and t-shirt. I love it.
That's
Isn't that cool?
Hans behind in this hand, just a few percentage points.
Yeah.
It's been a slow game so far. But they go all in. You didn't miss anything.
Still needs a third hand.
Wow.
Is.
Not a bad start for the G-Man.
The G-Man, still the G-Man.
What are you going to do with those two hands, man? Second hand he's played in a year.
It's like
Must
Mike
be nice.
Tyson. No, you know, coming out of the gym.
Come on, not the new Mike.
Correct, that was the second hand, correct?
Yeah.
That is absolutely.
Fortunately, they all got bigger as it went along, so that was good. I mean, you spend it on like extravagant spending.
No, just like Phil said, you make $1 million. It's really zero amount of money. You buy a house, you buy a car, and
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
then you make $2 million. It's really you
Okay,
really
now a
need
house
to be,
with a pool, you put, or a rental, or
then
a
you
pool.
buy a newer house, and then you can go through millions very, very, very fast.
Very interesting.
Which
Million's not very much. That's one
but,
thing I've learned.
Right, it is when you have
Million's
no
not
money.
very
Then
much.
when
You say for business for $1 million or $2 million, and you're like, oh, and then,
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Right, I'm rich, yeah.
Nope.
Well, money is actually only important when you have no money. Once you have money, you're like, wow, it's really, there is no spoon. Like, it's all an illusion. Everything's an illusion once you have money.
I read a book. I read a book. I don't remember what it is, and I'll tell the break. That literally said, money is an illusion. Just don't worry about it, and you'll get it. And so I started doing that, and sure as shit worked.
Nice.
Literally,
Yeah,
I just stopped
yeah.
worrying about money at all.
Yep.
So one of the most impressive friends I have,
Yeah.
he's like the only Asian guy who's ever been on the cover of Wired magazine. Like he's that big, like
Wow.
selling
Okay.
companies, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Brilliant engineer. Before I got a lot of money, he told me the story I'll never forget. Because I asked him how much money he had, and he goes, money's strange. It's like water. Like when you don't have enough of it to survive and you need it,
Right.
it's all you can think about.
Yeah.
And and you have this tremendous drive to get enough money
Yeah.
to live on, just like water,
Yep.
But then once you make enough of it, and then where you don't need it anymore, and then it becomes a burden because it becomes, imagine like this big lake of water
Right.
that you're stuck looking after and worrying about it all the time, and it it becomes a source of stress and unhappiness.
Yeah.
That once you have more than you need, and if you get way too much, it just becomes a problem.
Yep.
And this guy's always mystified me because he's one of the richest people I know and one of the most unhappiest. And stingy as hell.
I love the Buddhist line that says, be happy with nothing, and then you're happy with everything.
It's true. So
Like, we've got to crack that first part. Then it doesn't matter.
money it literally changes nothing once you get past a certain level.
Right.
But you got to get to a certain level, man.
You got to get to a certain level.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
I remember when I got the family lawnmower and I started going door to door, like, hey,
Yeah, I did
cut
that.
your lawn.
Yeah.
And
I
I
did
said
that.
to my dad, hey, what's a good, price to charge? And he said, always say to the guy, hey, what do you feel is
Very curious if Garrett
Say that.
this hand is worth a jam.
I was like, the first time I was thinking, I'll do this lawn for 5, 10 would be great.
I
And
think
said,
he's
what
gonna
do you-
ultimately
what do you
decide
want?
it
What's
is.
fair to you? He says 20. Shrugged shoulders, like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, cha-ching. I was like, 16-year-old kid pushing the lawnmower around all stoked.
Sato in the straddle,
Yeah.
second to last player in stand-up.
Would have taught me something like that. That'd help me now. Negotiating.
Yeah.
What price are you willing to pay?
But what do you feel is like
I should get that
appropriate?
watching
Just
Pawn Stars. Have you ever watched Pawn Stars? They do the same trick.
Yeah.
They go, so what are you hoping to do with this?
Right.
Whoever talks first loses by almost
Yeah.
anything.
Right,
Because
yeah, yeah.
if
may never
they
win a
go over
fight.
what your price was, then you're just
Yep.
golden. Then you're just free.
First one sitting or to receive a button as they're doing in this game, in the stand-up game. I didn't hear the amount they're playing for.
Keys in the car, but as the door is closing, you go, oh, my keys are in the, and I have time to go, and then, oh, now the door's closed. But there was that pregnant second and a half where you could stop it.
Yeah.
But you don't. It's the same thing as like, well, I know I shouldn't do this. But
Guys, it was exactly the same. The minute I let go, I go, he's trapping me.
It's the same thing.
In my head, I was like, that's a very strange flat
Yeah.
coming out of him in this game.
Yeah.
It was a button game.
Aces.
Have you played button game before?
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah, I know. That's why I shouldn't have bet that.
Yeah.
I had the perfect tracking hand too, but I didn't want to. It felt funny.
Garrett opened the button to 3,000, 7.5x with the stand-up game on. Gets a call from David in the small blind, and Han 3-bets King Jack offsuit from the big blind to 18,000. Garrett with what he perceived as the easy decision, quick jam.
We're gonna see some hands here.
You guys want to open up?
And Han calls. So we have a over 100K pot, second hand of stand-up.
Yesterday we
Let's see it, Han
aces, and they were the last two.
Oh, man.
It was like, what is going on?
could use something going his direction. This is the perfect one for that.
no fun when they don't show the hands to us. And we
It's the, yeah. it's
and they
the-
deal so slow.
We'll see eventually if they want to collect their fuck.
And Garrett takes this pot down and receives his stand-up button.
I know. No, he played one game. He played somewhere. Where'd you play, Garrett? You played at on a stream about 6
A year
months
ago. A year ago.
A year ago? Where was
Yeah,
it?
that was
What-
the first time I played stand-up. Molly or something like that. Even though everyone's actually sober, you know. But yeah, 18-hour session. That's a lot different than 36. Usually, your emotions just go like this once you cross like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people want to challenge it, but nobody can make it, I guess.
No, people have challenged and beat it, but they just didn't get their
Oh, yeah?
2 witnesses per half an hour, videotaped from 2 angles.
No,
That's what
like,
they-
let's say, like, if somebody can give you, like, 1 million, of course, everybody want to try it, challenge it, but I think nobody can make it. You know what I mean?
6 chairs,
Like, Garrett asked me, like,
Right.
7 chairs.
yeah.
Well,
You wanna-
anyway,
you
no
wanna-
one's going to be paying anyone or betting anyone.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true, yes.
Especially if
So
they-
especially if I can not make it, I gotta pay like 1 million. Maybe I can make it. Because I don't want to pay 1 million, so yeah. You know,
So Masato
it
ISO'd
is like kind
David's
of
100 gun, and Garrett
nobody can make it.
was
You know what I mean?
debating between 3-bet and flat 7-6 suited from the straddle. Maybe a little disappointed he didn't 3-bet after this flop came.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, I don't,
On the turn, he elected to
If
slow
100
play
people try to
with
make
David
it,
to his left and did
maybe
get a
99
hefty bet out of him.
it was a
cannot.
very weird thing that I chose to do. I was like, it's so weird when I look back at who I was. Like, I've evolved so many versions of like a new human.
You can see the
Never
pain.
do that now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay.
Damn.
7 o'clock.
Amazing.
When I did not
It's a
think
25-50 game. Eventually-
I'm trying to be open-minded to all of the possibility of David's strategies in this game. I did not think we were going to see a call there.
I'm so glad you didn't have to 10.
David likes to read people, and as we know, he could read people right a lot and also read people wrong
And
a lot.
also, and then so like if he
Thinking Garrett will have to shut down on the river.
Yeah,
which
if,
he can take it down.
Garrett shuts down the river, then David would try to take it away. Obviously, David can't do anything here. He can try to bluff raise, but, you know.
You don't call the turn to never bluff raise. And this is where Garrett's exceptional. I think lots of players, after they make their river bet, they look at the board, they kind of go into their shell.
Yeah.
But Garrett is very aware that this is pivotal. Pivotal time to get information from David in case he does raise.
I mean, I'm going up tomorrow.
He can't miss any of those moments.
Right. Almost everything that's moved
Raise to 1,000.
in my life in the last 20 years, I heard about it before it was
Always,
at
right?
poker tables.
Tables always, yeah.
It's amazing. I'm talking everything. So now, the last 10 years, I said, you know what? I should listen when people that love betting are at a poker table talking about what they're betting on. You know, it's just like,
1 chair.
it's a crazy source of alpha.
1,000.
Let's see if David puts in the raise. And this time his pair is good enough to just call.
Crazy prop bet as well. Prop bet.
Flop betting?
No, prop betting.
Oh, prop betting?
Wayne, you missed a series of hands played by David where he put in some chunky, beefy bets with bottom pair, raising, betting himself.
I've played with David
Yeah, it's not like
just a couple times.
What a
Capable of
legend.
anything.
I mean about more like
And
a
Garrett,
bet,
who's
let's say, like yeah,
notorious for running so good on stream, continues to.
like let's say like playing like 100 hours poker or something like that, like Anthony
When I
Spaghetti.
played that 100 115. No one could believe it, but I didn't have a bet. I just wanted to see if I could
Very
do it. I was curious.
Yeah. You should have
Wish I
bet.
had my favorite hand.
Think about it. I was just like,
It's like 200% pot.
I think the
Unfortunately, I have a real hand.
Or not,
I know.
I didn't turn it. I didn't have that mindset all the time.
So how
Looks pretty
like 100?
pretty perfect from this end.
I think
not having an ace or a queen in Garrett's hand makes it a very good two pair to use this sizing.
All right, you earned it.
And he chose the right player.
Ah, nice river.
And he sees the dirty, dirty river.
Going good. So the year before, like stretching, getting ready mentally, I was like, it's going to be a trauma.
It's a hand that I like to
trauma.
play.
Got to be fit for a trauma. You know, when athletes
Garrett actually has
in shape he is before it happens.
potentially objectively the worst seat at the table with David to his direct left. So he's going to have to navigate